2001, in our galaxy, the music industry on planet Earth was invaded by a powerful alien. An alien who preys on the young and the silly. Despite having long offensive spikes protecting his head, people find him cute and even handsome. This alien has not been able to master human speech and has trouble putting sentences together. But his voice gets inside the young people and lures them into parting with 18 quid for a CD. It is up to us to stop this menace, known to his people as Darth Gator, known to us as Gareth Gates.
You will never stop me.
No, you foolish child, no!
As the Pepsi Poke Boy, but you know what? There's actually good reasons for that. Two reasons. One is because I like to poke a little bit of fun at the music industry today. And obviously we know what state it's in. When a man like Elvis Presley, who's been dead for 25 years, can release a song from the grave and have it go to #1 for 6 weeks straight, you know what state we're in. Second reason, more importantly, is because I like to study the audience. You know, before I do the show, I like to do a little number to see what kind of crowd I'm going to have that evening. And I couldn't help but noticing that all of you was looking at me. Hey, but not in the way you look at some guy who's singing a song. You guys were looking at me different. Like you knew me. Like you recognized me. Like I was famous. And I can see half of you think I'm the local fat Spanish guy who sells Fantas on the beach in the daytime, yeah? I see half of you think I'm the guy going, Fanta, melones, Coca-Cola, donuts, yeah, real funny. That's why I don't go out in the sun anymore. If I was any darker, you'd want to buy sunglasses and watches off me. That would really piss me off. And the rest of you think I'm Ricky Martin, don't you? Just by looking at me tall, dark, and handsome and all that stuff. And you know what? I spent my whole month of August at the festival in Edinburgh, you know? And I was very disappointed in the youth, in the female youth, right? Walking up and down the high street with these little Ricky Martin and Enrique Iglesias t-shirts going, I stop on these guys and say, why is it so sexy? Why do you have a Ricky Martin and Enrique Iglesias shirt on? Because it's Latino, and Latino is sexy. So Latino's not sexy, man. I'm Latino. We smell like taxi drivers. There's nothing sexy about that. And I tell you what, if that Enrique wanted to sing some real stuff about himself, he'd sing stuff like this. You know, he grabs his head and goes, would you glance if I pull down my pants? Would you cry if I let one fly? I'm a Latino kitten, I smell my armpits, and tell me for quality in the show, you got it. And not necessarily because I'm any good, but because I come from a very famous family in show business. Both of my parents, famous people. So famous, you know my family. My father, he's on the radio. And you turn on the radio every Saturday afternoon, there's my father. He's the one going like this. Pelín izquierdo, tiene la pelota, Rodríguez González, tiene la pelota para Alan Shearer, tiene la pelota, cruza el mando, Gorman, avanzando, ya ves, tiene la izquierda, le pelota en el área, tiene la pelota, ¡gol! Alan Shearer! Hey, that's my father. That is my father. Not Alan Shearer, obviously. Hey, maybe he is. After all, I scored 5 times one night, too. All right, maybe you don't know my dad. But you know my mother, because my mother was bigger than my father. My mother was a professional singer. And in 1988, she was that big, she sold more records than even Michael Jackson. That's right, baby. And because I want to get you guys buzzing, I'm not going to tell you my mother's name. I'm just going to start singing one of her biggest hits. And as soon as you recognize it, I want you all to start singing along, okay? This is my mother's biggest hit. On 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, he wasn't singing. You want the second verse? See what's happening. You want me to tell you the story about my family, how it all died like that? So that I just continue the sad, sad story of my life by myself. When I was a little boy, I had to walk to school 10 miles every day. In the freezing snow with no shoes on. Uphill. Both ways. Just checking. Anyway, because my parents were in show business, they wanted me to go into show business. So they sent me to a school far away to study opera. Which was the most useless thing that ever happened to me in my whole life. You know why? Because there's no money in opera. You cannot become rich singing opera. And I was talking to my friend back in New York, because he's out now and I can talk to him. You know what he said to me? He said, yo, boy, you should have never studied no opera. You should have been a rapper, because rappers make all the money. Got the Honko Beach on the other side, postal you better bitch with a cheap thing, baby. And I said yes, because I understood him. And you know what? He's right. These rappers on the radio nowadays, they make me very angry. And you know who I'm talking about? Guys with names like Eminem, Dr. Dre, Slim Jim. All those guys make a lot of money. And are not really, in my opinion, the most talented people in the world. Like, what do you need to be a rapper? A big drum machine and a lot of bad attitude. And the worse your attitude, the better rapper you are. And you come up on stage with enough bad attitude as one of these rappers, and you can make little children's nursery rhymes sound really scary. You walk like this. Shut. What's up, y'all? Let me tell you, a Trisket, I lost my little basket. Yo, Mary had a little lamb. The fleece was white as snow. Shoot the lamb. And everywhere that Mary went, yeah, the lamb was sure to go. Break it down now, little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her beans and curds. Say what? Along came a spider that sat down beside her and said, yo, what's in the bowl, bitch? Yo, Mary, quite contrary, shave those armpits, so damn hairy. Said Jack and Jill went up the hill, each with a pound and a quarter. I said, each with a pound and a quarter. Jill came down with 250, the old tart. Said hickory dickory dock, yeah, and this chick, she... Said old Mother Hubbard went to her cupboard to get a little dog a bone. Say what? When the bitch bent down, the dog came around and gave her a bone of his own. A good night! But you know what I thought about all this rapping business is the fact that these guys are making a lot of money, and I'm not. So I thought to myself, why don't I get myself a little piece of that rapping pie? If I created a character that the kids could relate to, and buy records from me, I would be a big success. Because at the end of the day, let's face it, it's kids who buy records nowadays, The rest of us would just get them off the internet, which means we have no control. And now, I think I've come up with this character, and I'm going to unveil him for you here tonight. This guy's going to sell a lot of records in the UK. Check him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready and welcome the hottest rap sensation all the way from Detroit, Michigan. It's the one, the only M&M.
Yo, I'm Green Kitty, yes, I'm the real kitty. All you wanna be kitties don't make me more ready, so won't the other M&Ms kiss my butt. Kiss my butt, cause I'm Green Kitty, yes, I'm the real kitty. All you wanna be kitties don't make me more ready, so won't the other M&Ms kiss my butt. Kiss my butt, kiss my fat butt. I'm brown inside and I've got no nuts. Eat me quick, I stick to your guts. I'm no Snickers, I'm not a Mars bar. I'm a green M&M and I'm really hard. That's what you call in show business a hesitant applause. That's when half the people in the audience go, that was funny! And the other half go, what the hell is he talking about? You gotta think about some of the things that come up with, or else it goes, woo! And it's not your fault, really, it's my fault because I'm a Yankee. And the problem with us Americans, among other things, is we have a very different sense of humor. In fact, there was a British man who once said to me, the American sense of humor is a combination of things like karaoke and rap. Some people put it together, call it rap. And debate with me on that. And you're in luck, because I didn't come here to talk tonight. I came here because this is a true story. I did study opera, and it's the only thing I could do. So I'm going to start with a beautiful piece from an opera called Carmen. The second scene and the second act. You know the one where the two lovers are on the bench, and then the curtain opens, and they're like, oh, yeah, baby, that's the one, give me that one. As they say in the north of England, they're giving it loads like. I did a tour with my show in the north of England. Some of the nicest people you want to meet live there. I made a lot of friends, which means I picked up a lot of the lingo. And if you're from any of these places, I think you'll be quite impressed. Because now I can say things like, you alright, love? That's how are you in Bolton. I can go to Liverpool and say, what do you like? I go to Newcastle and say, oh yeah, how are you, honey? I don't know what it means, but that's how they say it. My best one, though, is this little village called Yorkshire. You ever heard of it? I love Yorkshire, man. I spent a lot of time in Yorkshire. I didn't steal the car, but they made me do a lot of time in Yorkshire. And I speak such good Yorkshire, right? I can walk into a Yorkshire pub, get this, and pick up women. Because I know the Yorkshire mating call. Any women from Yorkshire, hold them down, because I'm going to hold her down, because I'm going to do it, okay? You start out like this. You see the girl like this, you go, Gal, come here. Right? And then you want her to come home with you for the night. You ask her, how much? I'm joking, only joking. But I speak more complicated Yorkshire. If you're from there, you'll know what this means, right? This really happened. You know a place called Barnsley? Yeah? Or they call it Barnsley. Right? Well, I finished my show in Barnsley, right? And I had to take my train, but it was late. So I walk into this pub just to wait for my train. And before I reach the bar, some guy yells out to me, "Put Woody Doyle." You'll never guess what that means. Everybody knows. I said to the guy, I said, how do you get shut the door from Pull Woody Doyle? And he said to me, look, the door's made of wood. And when you shut the door, you're putting the wood in the hole. So it means put the wood in the hole. Never go to New York and tell some guy to put the wood in the hole, okay? It means something totally different. You won't like what happens to your ass next, does it? Without further ado, actually, I'm going to start with a more modern tune, instead of doing that deep Carmen stuff. How many of you have heard of a man called Andrea Bocelli? A few of you. Okay, good. That's a good start, right? For those who might not know, Andrea Bocelli is this fabulous young tenor with a beautiful voice. Unfortunately, for him and for us, he's blind and will never play any of the big tenor roles up on stage. But he does record beautiful music, and he made it back in 1993 with a song called Con Te Partirò. And you guys know this song because it was also recorded by Sarah Brightman in English, and she called it Time to Say Goodbye. What you don't know is that in 1994, a year after he released it, she flew over to Italy, and she knew that he was blind, and broke into his house and stole the music, and took it back to England and recorded it for herself. The cheeky cow. She called it Time to Say Goodbye to the Money You Would Have Made If I Hadn't Nicked Your Song. I know I was there. I would like to sing the original version in Italian in case I mess it up. You won't know the difference. There's also the serious song on the show, where you can feel free to get up and go pee-pees, or buy yourselves a beer, or buy me a beer. Do something. Con te partirò. Thank you very much. Every time I sing that song, I get very emotional. Because that song reminds me when I first moved to England. And I remember I used to sing that song because I went to England to try and be discovered. I did. I wanted to be discovered with this song. 2 weeks it took me. 2 weeks in England, I was discovered by the immigration police. And they deported my ass. But I'm glad I got deported. I was having a tough time. I was living in Yorkshire, in this little town called Bradford. And I don't know if you know, but we're very well known for our football team. Don't you laugh at that, okay? We was in the Premiership for 2 years in a row. And we beat Leicester twice. Yeah, and that first year we beat Arsenal. You remember that? We also beat Italy and France. Some people call them Chelsea. But we beat them 2-0. I used to support Leeds, but I had to stop because they got some weird traditions in that town, boy. I used to go to all the matches, but afterwards the football players would chase me around town and kick me. That was crazy, guys. I was like, I'm not the ball. I'm not boys will be boys. Anyway, I moved to Bradford. I didn't know anybody, right? I had no friends. So I called my friends in New York and said, how do I make friends in England? They said, go to the pubs. You'll make friends in the pubs. And without knowing that Bradford was one of these rugby league communities, I walked into a rugby pub with rugby players in there, doing a rugby chants, being manly men, talking about women, drinking beer, playing darts, and bar things. And I said to myself, these are the type of guys that I want to be friends with. So I started playing darts with them. And I found out that night that between the US and the UK, there's a big language barrier. And words don't mean the same thing and can get you into trouble. If you don't believe me, go to New York and ask somebody on the street for a fag and see what happens to you. Same thing happened to me though. I'm in this pub, I'm throwing the darts, I'm trying to make friends. This is where the language barrier comes in, and I was scared. When these rugby players started to call me mate. And I know it doesn't mean much to you because you guys call each other mates all the time. But to us in America, it's different. I grew up watching the Discovery Channel, you know, with animals? And then the presenter would come on and say things like, and now the elephants will mate. So with this imagery now of mating in my head, you can imagine my face when the first big rugby player comes up to me. You want a beer? Mate. I said, no! And I backed up real quick like. I tried to avoid them, but at 11 o'clock, they closed all the pubs in England, and they kicked us out. Now I'm outside with 5 big drunk rugby players, and one of them turns to me and goes, hey Yank, you're all right. You're gonna be our mate. I said, no! I was scared. Then I was embarrassed when I found out what he meant. After the third guy. He really put wood in toil. But I never wanted to go through this, so I'm going to help you out. Any single guy is going to America, there's a British word that I learned you can't use over there, and the word is pull. From the verb to pull. In a sentence, I'm going to pull a bird tonight, which means get a girlfriend. Never go to the States and try to impress your friends by saying you're on the pull or you're going to pull a bird, because it doesn't mean the same thing. And there's kids here, so I won't get into it. But suffice it to say that a man in America does not go out to pull. A man in the States stays in the privacy of his own bathroom and pulls. I don't know, of course. I don't mean to keep going on about England, because I'm sure we got some Scottish people here too, do we? Hey! Hello, Scotland! I spent the whole month of August in Scotland. I love Scotland. It was really good fun. I was at the festival, I was telling you. What's up with that haggis, though? Do people really eat haggis in Scotland? They do. They do, really? I thought there was something you invented to take the piss out of the Yanks who came out there and said, oh, we want something. No, really? Because you know what it's made with, right? You do. You don't want me to tell you. I know haggis, you know what? I saw this thing, it said, we sell haggis, right? And then haggis had some letters that were like painted over, so I scratched it by and said, hungry Americans get given intestines of sheep. Is that true? Haggis for you in Scotland. And don't think I'm an ignorant yank that's never been to Scotland. I love Scotland. I used to go to the south all the time, every 6 months. Little place called Scotland Yard, you know it? I've been there many times. My friends love it out there. What about the Irish? Do we have any Irish? Nobody from Ireland? Oh, that's a shame. Beautiful country as well. That's why they're not here, because they got a beautiful country as well, you know. And you know what? Yeah, not nice weather, but really nice country. But I went there originally because I've been down to Cork, Dingle, the Blasket Islands, Belfast, Dublin, all over the place. People say, "Oh, it's good crack. It's good crack." Took me 2 months to find 1 kilo of good crack, but I found it. I got caught in the airport. That's when I first got sent to Scotland Yard. What about Wales? Yeah. Oh, we got the Welsh here. Can't take the mickey out of the Welsh, because they've produced some of the world's finest singers, haven't you? Sopranos, tenors, I mean, all the modern singers. You know, it was really funny though, when I was growing up, I thought Tom Jones was from New York. You know what I mean? I did. I used to think he was from New York. And then obviously, as I got older and wiser, I figured out, obviously, just looking at him, I said he could have never been from New York, right? Because of the fact that artists are influenced by their environment. Like a rapper, you know, or a good-looking guy dresses like this, right? And then, like, I thought to myself, well, Tom Jones, and what if he was from New York? I think he would dress like this. But he would have a different haircut, I think, because there's only one real hairstyle in New York City, you know, like in the 70s, because he would have been big in the 70s. And I think this is Tom Jones from New York. But of course, you know, his music would have been influenced by his environment as well, I think. So he would have been singing some very different songs, you know? And I think he would have been singing stuff like this. It's not unusual to get shot by anyone. It's not unusual to get robbed by everyone. And when I see that everybody owns a gun, of smoke, all the young kids smoking dope, and there to feed me is my papa, he's my dealer. And down the road I look, and there's Fat Mary drinking beer, her lips still hairy. It's good to smoke the green, green grass of home. You need drugs like I do, don't you? I can tell by the way you look, oh, when you're looking at me. You need drugs like I do, don't you? I can tell by the way you look, oh, when you're looking at me. My name's Tom Jones and I'm on the mic. I killed the lighter on the deep dark night. I warned a girl who's swimming right goes tight. Yeah, I see you wanna beat and you're looking good. All the brothers want you in my neighborhood, but don't trust the sexy waist when he's something she looks like ball. You're my sex ball, and all the fat bitches keep your knickers on. Sex ball, my sex ball, you can turn me. Baby, you can turn me on. That's a bit weird, a bit wacky. I can't really drink on a video. Anything for the children yet? Hi, little boy out there. What are you? Do you like magic tricks, little boy? You do? Okay, Uncle George is coming for you. Would you like that? Great. Give him a thumbs up. Okay, Uncle George is going to take this container of household use and he's going to make it disappear in front of your very own eyes. Would you like that? Now, don't you try this at home, little boy. You promise? Don't try this at home, all right? Go to your mate's house and try it. Don't try this. This is bad. I used to do this in America, little boy, but it's more dangerous now because there's much. When I do this, weird things happen. Like I hear women singing in my head for no reason. I do 17 magic tricks, little boy, and women start singing in my head. But don't you worry about that. It also happens to your father. A lot. You know, when he tricks, he also hears women singing in his head. right before he starts to snore. The secret, when Daddy comes home late sometimes, stinking of magic, after one too many magic with his fellow magicians, Daddy comes home and hears women screaming in his head. But you have to ask Mommy about that. That's a story for another day. Right now it's time for a word from my sponsors, because my show is sponsored. This belly is brought to you by Newcastle Brand. And now back to the show. Would you like? Here we go. I'm going to put on a little magic music, go along with the magic, little boy. Don't blink. This is magic. You got to cooperate with Uncle George. I spoiled the show. So I can't do it, I got the women singing in my head. Instead I'm gonna, well, I can't do anything else, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm also a comedian. Hear about that new restaurant on the moon? Great food, no atmosphere. Thank you, claim more where that came from. What do you call it, a Spanish guy who loses his car? Carlos! Well, thank you, I'm on a roll. I call a Spanish lady with one tooth, Juanita. Spanish, hey, here's one for the Welsh. What do you call a Spanish sheep with no legs? Gracias. International, I am. You people are dirty. As soon as I say ass, you all laugh. I have some dirty jokes, don't you? But what do you call a lesbian dinosaur? A lick-a-lot-of-puss. People are dirty, man. Hey, cover the ears, cover the ears. What call a homosexual dinosaur? A Megasaurus. Okay, this is my best one. This one, I can't even say it with a straight face. It's funny. Knock, knock. Oh, you heard it. Right, that concludes the comedy portion. I see you're a serious crowd. You want some serious acting. Don't worry, I'm also a serious actor. How many of you have been to a place called Blackpool? Yeah. Really? Those that haven't, it's like Disney, but different, okay? I'm going to recreate for you an entire day at Blackpool's Hectic Pleasure Beach through serious acting. This is my best one. A day at Blackpool's Hectic Pleasure Beach. I was in a queue. Okay, now that that went over like a lead balloon, it's time for me to do the last number for you. Very good, but not everybody did it. Let me explain to you how it works, okay? All the cabaret acts on the island do it. They say, it's time for the last number, then you're all supposed to give me all right? Then I do the last number, and I make like I'm going home. I start to walk off. And everybody goes, oh my goodness, but he's brilliant. More, bring him back for more. And then I come back and go, I wasn't expecting that type of response. Then I say, I don't have any more. Then the young ladies stand up and throw their brassieres on the stage. And I go, I guess I can find one. And I do another one, and I leave. It's all programmed and paid for. You just got to follow along. And now it's time for the last number. That's about it. You're going to walk out of here a better cabaret audience because of me. I'd like to finish with a beautiful song that's called Nessun Dorma. And of course you all know, to a lot of you, it's called the football song. It takes a lot, 8 years of opera school. This song also takes me back to when I was a little boy. My mother used to come to my room. She'd say, George, one day you're going to see you up there doing opera. When I was 15, I broke down. I said, look, Mom, she's fat, she's on TV. I'm never going to do opera. A beautiful song, ladies and gentlemen, called Nessun Dorma. Called, and it's not working, man. Press the reset button. That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Scooby-Doo, it's a big dog that makes a big poop. She is handsome, she is pretty, she got two big fat teeth. Sorry, lady, that's not the right song. Okay, we're gonna get. Everybody was scared, the monkey was jumping. Everybody was having my balls. On the very top, they be calling. I mean, on the lady top, who let go? Who is the chopper? Who let me go? Hey, who let you out, man? That thing is broken. You pull your finger out. The minute this gets broken. Can't believe I got caught one-handed spanking on the bathroom floor. Thinking if I was working my getting, thinking about the girl next door. I think I forget that I had given her an extra key. That is why she caught me when I play with my big Willie. When you're a young lad and you want a little thriller, you keep a little dirty magazine under your pillow. Play with balls like a young David Beckham. If I was a dog, then I guess I wanna make them. Street French next to come on, man, this is to a life to party, I don't cause trouble. I'm just a man that's on the mic. They wanna rock them on the mic, I rock the mic right. All of yours, giving your in-help. Enjoy yourself. It's you gotta fix it or what, man? Well, that's my mix, so listen to what I say.
on stage one more time, the one, the only Mr. George Peña!
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first time I've ever done that with the Gareth Gates in the beginning and all that stuff, and I think it went all right. Did we go all right? Yeah? Yeah. Trying to stay topical. I would like to finish with Nessun Dorma for real, because I know a lot of people want to hear it. I know I want to hear it. I never heard it before. I think it'd be a good song to finish with. Before I do, I want to tell you a little sad story about my life. Yeah, 2 months ago I had to stop doing the show because people was coming up to me going, how come you don't sell videos, Wolf? And I was like, what a stupid question, videos. And then I said, if that's what they want, then I do videos. So I stopped doing the show. And I moved to Liverpool. I'd go out at night to people's homes I didn't know. I'd break in and nick their video players. I'd sell it to you. I had 2 Sonys, 3 JVCs. I couldn't push them. Then I figured out what you really wanted was George Peña, live, Escape from New York. 1 hour full feature-length presentation with brand new material not even seen by myself. Only 15 euros, which is about £1. Yeah, you figured it out, huh? If you think I'm trying to be greedy and make money off of you, you're wrong. Because none of this money comes to me. On a serious and sad note, all the money from these videos go to some very unfortunate children on this island. To an organization that was set up by this and many other cabaret venues that care. And you have my personal guarantee, and you can check with management, and they'll tell you that all 15 euros of this money will go to all the unfortunate children that I have accidentally created in the past 10 years or so. In the U.S., we call it alimony. The George Peña Video Benefit Fund. You buy the video, I benefit. And kids tell mom and daddy that Pokemon is on the video. 5 hours of Pokemon. There's no Pokemon on this. I get away with it though, you know why? Because kids get away with it, don't they? Kids come home and they say, I want the Pokemon video with the Pokemon game and the Pokemon t-shirt with the Pokemon shoes. And you go out and you buy that. When I was growing up in New York, if I told my father I liked Pokemon, he'd have smacked me in the back of the head. He'd have kicked me out of the house. And on the way out, he'd have said, come back when you like the pokey women. You would like copy of that, 15. Oh, and if you thought my comedy was absolute crap, well, you can also have a CD. But I have recorded 2 versions of the Ave Maria, the Gounod and the Schubert, Old Man River, Nessun Dorma, Caruso, the song I sang before, with the Bocelli one, and some show tunes from Phantom and from a whole bunch of them. Guess what I called it? Songs for a tenor. I'm the king of cheese. Anyway, if you would like any of those, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back there. This is a beautiful song called Nessun Dorma. Thank you so much. You guys were absolutely brilliant for me tonight, and I really do appreciate it. Especially, you know, trying out new stuff. And this is Nessun Dorma, and this is for all of you. Have a good night and God help. God bless. Thank you. Suo cuore o pensi te
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, guys. Give it up one last time. The one and only Mr. George Peña, come on! Absolutely fantastic, as always. Come back here, sunshine, take a bow. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up the one and only Mr. George Peña, come on!